Last time on Unsealed, we began our look at the EA versus 2K NBA battle. We'd already done the NFL games, and now we're going to look at the basketball games. And the last time, we talked about the battle between NBA Live, this is NBA Live 2003 with Jason Kidd on the cover, and Allen Iverson-led NBA 2K3 on the cover. Now, if you remember with NBA Live 2003, this was the first game to introduce twin stick control, revolutionary EA Sports freestyle control, they called it in this game. Plus, there was also one-button control if you wanted it. One of the more interesting things about NBA Live 2003 was also the inclusion of a music sampler CD, which had some music from the game. NBA Live was still the dominant force in basketball video gaming at this time, and with the 2003 sports year, we're talking about the year 2002. Now, as far as 2K goes, NBA 2K3 introduced ESPN broadcast presentation for the first time. You could actually see powered by ESPN right next to the NBA logo down in the front. So player introductions, weekly wrap-ups, season-end awards, and more, all in authentic ESPN style. They talk about precision offense, hard-nosed defense, and online play is also noted here. So these are your two competitors for the 2003 sports year, and it's really the first major battle between NBA Live and 2K. As we move forward a year to the 2004 sports year, things get even more interesting. We're going to look at 2K first because, as you're going to notice, 2K isn't anywhere on the front of this package. You just see ESPN NBA Basketball here with Allen Iverson on the cover. You have the NBA seal and you have the online logo on the front, but there's no 2K anywhere on the front here. In fact, it's nowhere on the case at all. On the back of the box, you'll see here we still have Allen Iverson highlighted. Iverson's got nothing is what the tagline is here. With the following new features, ESPN NBA Basketball lets you live the life of a pro. So ISO motion, sorry about that. It makes its debut here, controlling both sides of the court with incredible ball handling skills and the ability to lock down your opponent on a one-on-one battle. ESPN presentation also highlighted here. Experience the thrill of playing in a real NBA game, complete with detailed visuals, eye-catching callouts, along with new studio and color commentary featuring Kevin Frazier and Tom Tolbert. So that is here. Real NBA pace, feel the athletic ability and quickness of real NBA action, from fast breaks to working the ball inside. This is the one game that puts you right in the middle of the action. And the introduction of something called 24/7 mode. This separate mode allows you to create a player and take on NBA players and legends in real time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Compete in drills to win a variety of unlockables and develop your game. This was a pretty neat aspect of the game, very similar to what Tiger Woods golf would do in the same sports year, and we're going to get to that in a later installment of Unsealed. But I always thought that that was a pretty interesting aspect of the game. On the other side, we have NBA Live 2004 with Vince Carter on the cover. We have enhanced EA Sports freestyle control, so they tweaked the twin stick control a little bit here. Express your game with new freestyle shooting, signature moves, mid-air shot adjustments, and more. It's a complete revolution in the way the game is played. 10-man freestyle, control players without the ball anywhere on the court with off-ball play, or play the point and run team-specific sets with a single button. So they're trying to be a bit more simulation aspected here. Build a powerhouse dynasty with free agents, top college players, and you can build your team into a perennial powerhouse in the all-new Dynasty mode. So Dynasty mode making its appearance for the first time here in NBA Live 2004. The EA Sports Bio program, something that I talked a lot about in the Madden versus 2K series. The Bio program I thought was pretty interesting, and just as a recap, EA Sports Bio would add something to your memory card every time you played an EA Sports game from the 2004 sports year. So whether it was Madden, NBA Live, NCAA March Madness, NASCAR, NHL, it didn't matter. The more of the games you played, the more points you would earn, and you could earn unlockables inside every game from that sports year. And it would always track it based on the memory card that you used. So you needed to have a little bit of extra room to save that memory card slot so you could get credit for the games that you played. Because, of course, if you didn't have a hard drive, you needed to make sure that you had the same memory card present time after time. Enhanced EA Sports Online play as well. Plus, you can play it live with exclusive EA Sports tracks, and this is going to take you back from Outkast, Jermaine Dupri, Sean Paul, Chingy Freeway, Black Eyed Peas, and more. So that'll take you back to 2003, won't it? So that's a look at your competitors here. We're going to open these up one at a time, and we're going to start with ESPN Basketball first, I think. Again, on the back of the case here, you see the little hangable here. You could hang this on the wall to display it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open this on camera, and thankfully this is already kind of started. So let's see, there we go. So we'll take that right off there, and we will try and do this as quickly as we can. Always cool to be able to open these for the first time. And we do have the seal at the top. ESPN Basketball 2K4. So it's the only place that you see 2K anywhere in the game. So we'll take the top seal off here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll take a look inside and see what's waiting for us in terms of the instruction manual and the warranty card. So we'll put that off to the side. There we go. First of all, I want to open it and make sure that the disc doesn't fall out. It does not. And I do like the way that this disc looks. It looks just like the instruction manual, but it's a close-up of AI's face there. You can see that. So we'll take the manual out. There isn't a warranty card this time around, but that's okay. So the manual is in black and white. It is not in color. There aren't very many screenshots. The manual still is pretty beefy at over 30 pages in length. It does break down all the different gameplay modes. And I'll just let you look at some of the stuff here just so you can see. Does talk about, let's see if I can get to a, so you get ESPN presentation like I talked about, isomotion using the right analog stick. So now you have both NBA Live and NBA 2K or ESPN NBA Basketball using both sticks to play the game rather than just an analog stick in the face buttons. 24/7 mode, which is pretty interesting. Multiplayer franchise mode is here. And intuitive Showtime pass mechanics. So more freestyle passing, more lively passing is something that's included here. And we take a look at the 24/7 mode. I'm trying to find it really quickly. So you create a player and you build stats in training camp. Then you test those skills with online street ball games to determine who's the top dogs. You can do that online. There are unlockables to earn. There's a jukebox to check out. There's a bunch of cool stuff here. I think that this one right here, ESPN NBA Basketball, is slightly better than NBA 2K5 on the PS2, just because of the consoles they were built around. Now, both this and then 2K5 were built with the Xbox in mind, but I think that this translates to the PlayStation 2 just a little bit better in terms of frame rate, in terms of hitches. I think that technical performance is just a little bit better with this one, but I don't think you can go wrong with either, and we'll get to 2K5 in the next episode. So let's take a look at NBA Live 2004 with Vince Carter wearing his Raptors gear. Again, we do have the hook on the top. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get this open. Here we go. We'll take that off of there just like that. No music CD this time. It is just the game, I believe. This also does have the seal at the top, NBA Live 2004. So we'll take that off. Join the freestyle revolution. NBA Live was still dominant at this time, even though 2K was making things interesting. It was still very much an NBA Live world, and we were just living in it at that time. There we go. So when we open this up, we have Vince Carter in his home jersey in the instruction manual and in his away jersey on the disc, as you can see right there. We'll take a look at the instruction manual really quickly. The instruction manual is, again, 30 pages or so in length. There is an EA register your game online that you can see right there. Plus, they talk about the EA Sports Nation, where you can sign up now to be a part of the Nation, the most comprehensive and competitive community of online gamers today. And it shows all of the 2004 sports year games. In the manual here, it's nothing surprising. There aren't very many screenshots, if any at all, talking about selecting jerseys, the different teams. I don't know if there's anything in here about their game modes. So season, Dynasty mode, you can build a dynasty from the ground up and then manage it over several seasons. Starting from your first training camp, you can hire specialist coaches to improve individual and team abilities and then see the results from season to season. So Dynasty mode is certainly something that you can sink your teeth into for a long period of time if you're interested in doing something like that. It gets into EA Sports Freestyle Control here as well. And there is a bit about the My NBA Live, which includes more about the EA Sports bio here. Live 2004 continued to be dominant, although I do believe that ESPN NBA Basketball does triumph in terms of presentation. I think that in terms of gameplay, we're still looking at two very different camps. NBA Live is a bit more accessible for novice and casual players, whereas ESPN NBA Basketball is more for the hardcore or the more simulation aspected NBA fan. So I think that owning both games makes you a winner. I'm more of the arcade style player myself, so the NBA Live games at this particular point in time appealed to me just a little bit more. But I would be lying if I said that the ESPN presentation didn't catch me every time, and I loved watching it. I loved being a part of it. Putting myself into the game and seeing myself on those ESPN camera angles, I have to admit, is pretty gosh darn cool. That and the fact that I can't shoot a basketball in real life, so putting myself in the game and actually sinking a few three-pointers here and there is definitely pretty cool. So basketball players certainly had it good back in the mid-2000s with the NBA Live versus 2K battle, but there's still one more battle to be waged, and that is in the 2005 sports year. And in the next episode of Unsealed, we will take a look at NBA Live 2005 versus ESPN NBA 2K5 and see how those two titles stack up. In the meantime, if you've played either of these games, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me about your experience with them, whether you happen to be a Live fan or a 2K fan. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave the comments below, and until the next time, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other. See you later.